na ni abre wo football say na nado danko akufuado say ese enya presidential policy on football.
Presidential policy
on football
and the football nko na.
Yes, presidential policy on football.
Omra ebebo ano.
Na unse ayi Ghana ye man panyin odi kan. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah yes ade ni bi. Na ye Ohinijan no report to straight to the office of the president on report to Mobia
minister bia obi and the bia pe.
Sa be na Ghana ye sports no ekwa animu. Ye hu hwe kura no. Abra owura yi team mensa wonya ne ba bi kro. Na oye sports minister under ye omampanyini that don so nya ne ba bi ko. Ye omampanyini Jerry John Rawlings. Yes. Eno na ba for ohun say I say it mensa dem so as a direct report to
the president.
To the president.
Yes.
Ti sa be na hu see football no so no ene sports no na ekwa animu kama.
Jerry na op football.
Yeah.
No up boxing.
Yeah.
To know a sports person.
Yeah.
And he say unya president otisa. Na say unya minister ono so eti agrona sia na onim de oya. Me dey I was privileged to have met the late honorable Yitmensa several times, including me konifie or pram. Oni ye konifie kotena se me ne Maurice Kwanza no ne Ebokwe to no ne all these guys, you know, we had a
Ejumens watch you. Is it boy sofu?
Ebo sorry a big.
Yes, a boy sofu pa.
Sorry a big. So you nya opportunity and you know who say the man had a heartbeat for sports, particularly football, but generally for sports. And this okay yeah, under their government and during their time, you know, almost all the sporting disciplines, you know, were doing well. At least at our level, African level, and some of them gain international status. Unfortunately, no, because President Kufuor was more of a football person, you know, I say none attention in the focus, no, was more on football. It is already during President Kufuor, football also.
Now the then sports minister, Honorable Safumafo, also
direct to President Kufuor. A trainer, you didn't go education, and the Honorable Kojoban Redu.
Yeah,
a buyer, and also another person. Now I say, when you say in a short time, Vice President Alu Mahama, and a in charge of sports.
Yeah,
and directing. Now say not the government or the president or the presidency were more into sports, particularly football. Moving forward, you know, but we say Ghana also. Your president for any we sports personalities.
Yeah, you'll be at a certain point.
Professor Tamils.
Yeah.
A
former board member,
a hockey player, former board member of House of Folk, one of the strong majority shareholders of House of Folk. I was reverting the shares at the club, no. Yeah. And it's I don't know much about His Excellency John Mama, but I understand so a supporter.
Yeah. Which one no I can.
Me and yet was just supporter on a year.
But the impact and that's what ye be was.
Any Sanomano. Yen President Kufuor was a football player, no. Professor Muzina at Legon. They were playing for the Legon team, no. Any other day. Anti football sports there. Kenya, but the sports no and Kosoro. And Kosoro.
But for men can yes, they do another discuss here.
Oh, and that's what they say.
Na unsim aka.
I wish the president in for now. We crowd the same president. Either John Mama or Dr. Baumia. I think Omo manage you. Some of us want to talk to them. Ni en kabi bin chiro based upon what we know. Na say on person mo sports. It means I pick be mu a. What me accord the right way.
Enti ye bedi ho enkomo ewo eye dwumadie eso. Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo say enya presidential policy on football. Na enche bia no obepa ho entoma. Ehun sem ewa ha a ye bedi ho enkomo. House of Folk aso na won board meeting no ekoso na enche has AGM ebeba so na no pay on today's post ye di tudwa say ebia na wotwe enko na wiye no has e di release beba bonti say board de wo hoyi omogu no omuko AGM na omoko for mo board foforo ahyase eboboba producers e de ma Promise Sports Highway Sports awewrema I saw much that you enye dini bi oma one here the next board no nya de ombetimi akoso no edino be miensa nan bi aba be kan yensa ewo ha ye bedi hu dwuma ewo eye dwumadie so ena no pay on today's post Alasan Kofi Said Zakito eso edin sembe tudwa efa Asante Kotoko team no ho ene mra omahye ewo eye Kotoko team no ho efa eye player indiscipline a chese ubusu a na yete waketua after the show no calls bebre aba ama empanyifo di nchirechiremu ede aba na nchirechiremu na aba no ene enwumrei on eye highway sports ye de ahye captain siase ano so no ena emfasa nchirechiremu no emra na yemfanto eye ye na hwefo ene yetiefo anim ewo eye highway sports dwumadie a ekoso ene other stories ene aboabo no ayede ebrem enwumrei on Promise 102.7 and afi Promise TV. Usu betimi de wonsem aba se de dane da ya meka no eya adwenkyere nti obi ka na na nya adwena na so de wode e de aba nya temdidie enya attack na ye nyina ne yaboa ama ye football no atimi atumpon ebre ne duru ne ebie line na eye 0536161607 0536161607 and afi 0536178883 osu betimi afre na ode eye wonsem awo no breni dunie bi line na wabo moden edini nyina aba yedamu nyina ase esa mo bibia kwa babiem se odu afidie ato Promise 102.7 awo se hwe on Promise TV program no betia hwe on Facebook Promise Radio and also your passports ho nyina no me se odo messages fa ye be kan edi ama me ma se ase akwa ba na afi minko eye Solomon Carter na onfansem ewa amano ni simadu enguo emfama me pa cho menka sesese na monfre me se ebeka simadu amia wie program na e bi line na e de ato se number no so na wo test dia e na aba nti eduru ho na wo fra ye be fa ho na wo so do adwenkyere e de aba captain akwaba
obani mejoso
bibia boko de
adom ho ye pa
wampa ya na mentan so wanim tafu sei ko strike na
me wo special baba a wono na we in charge of me nyina but unfortunately otu kwan na afi no obedu nti efin ne me vanze about the close of the competition stand na ma clear be I'm not comfortable with this
okay
but
do obaba tu kwan dia wonyi uti
I just say me nya another one me the type me wo complications kakra
tiri ho
no me careful.
But I think I also we here for because we closer to Kokotaye.
Sanity, but
but other details that I cannot disclose. We wait me the one cry.
That is I cannot disclose. You know, me settle with one person on one who. I want to know kwana we na nka person ka. Em na say you make just David me come baba no.
Okay.
Until aba we am na kasa. Am be settled you know. Hopefully by close of day tomorrow tomorrow no ma coach team anim kama kama naja yeah me man ko kama
mamiki akacho
okay any ade there some na me koye na betisi me nanti brim
so ameni e dana sesa anya me nko ana maka
oh yes
ama wani mu asesa
of course
okay
wani mu asesa
o she e boss e china
oh let's buy china there
be UT am ya adoma
me na kasa ama is all available if I know na nka me koye na no a off but na e to coffee you do light nti wani adwuma the whole of no wani kapre no coffee na ene nti na we say aba light no I can come
solo
boss
yenkoi
all right enti braso ye ko amanone na ensem kakra aboabo anu simadu ye de ato mwanim e odwumadie ne so hyene so as a highway sports ena wasugusu awutie na o hwe enso e Promise television na fe maka ese show no e live e Promise radio 102.7 e live e Facebook akwa uja comment na ya kenkan e de amano aye part of the show Regent Football Club e League 1 side e England na season we as a points deduction no e ya rampant e English abrochimemu ni nyina ne senawia e na EFL panyimfo e de ababo nten se Regent Football Club womu ati womu 2 points na na nkaye 4 but omo withhold 2 e na 2 ni de omo atwe frame na mania omo se emra bi e EFL ni ma regulatory clubs ni sika sem se bosome beso a ewo so otimi di sika best 125% of o salaries autia eto club na accountum se de be ya EFL ni be hu se bosome so a ubenya sika eto players sika yesi bosome be se mienu miensa ni Reading Boboko no wo mabusa amrane so ama eno so akodane asem ho enti EFL no ati omu 2 points nanya no nko na omu eyeye wo mu wie na wo mu se Reading wo mu owner ono so omu find no £100,000 orani din enso de die yonge wo mu find £100,000 ni nyina ni say consistently wa fairly say wo be deposits kano area to Reading account ma ebetumi atia players ne ka entino as I say Reading ara wo seme ba edemo no enje say wo hwem e wo league 1 table ne so a Reading a free 16th position aba 19th fa enche bia na omu relegation zone and also ara wo seme free club na so ye ba metima mo e wo dwumadie ne so na awie na mi free ho a medimani ba kyerem e wo jogging club na so ye na no ada ewo EFL Cup final ena owurani tinde Ryan Gravenberch opraye na awie owurani tinde jogging club e the update aba afa Ryan Gravenberch o na jogging club chema player ni prano enye bibia serious bi abese 2 to 3 games ena Ryan Gravenberch be me say Edama Liverpool wo mu bobokoro na yewie ye busa jogging club say we inji situation no wanya improvement bi wo mana asama jogging club eka and say there this omu here anasa je say wo munya miracle bi ansa no manya few players a omu free injury beba abebody ama Liverpool ni nyina ne say emu aye gene edi ama Liverpool injury situation no e wo so dodo enti senya miracle party a ebia players no dodo na e no omu sanka omu ahead of eye FA Cup games ever so any Premier League games and also ebetoja weekend na ye Liverpool aso ye mo battle injuries no mami fan to just say Brighton and Hove Albion wo mo cheso starman carry me Toma akwa we masa wo ye obetwetwe sa de ball na to atenam ewie Roberto Di Zerbi a confirm the amay say carry me Toma enso pra until the end of the season play an intimacy can be and from Brighton and Hove Albion wo mu bobo kona eno so ya we ho sama eba e wo player no any club no wo mu camp aya din sam no e mamo e wo dwumade ne so every Ten Hag akotwetwe nkomo na ne nkomo twetwe no me fa mienu e na me de ba wie je di kan kra Ten Hag ga tudwa ese player ni di Eddie Anthony waji player ni di na so se ba bia du no sakwa na fight for the position obetena bench ache papa ni nyina ne so chidie se bra no akofa player na ba no no onim twetwe na ball no obo otontena enso obedu Man United wa man opportunities bebre still emfa ma Antonia every Ten Hag di tudwa ss Antonia mpega ne modi momu a ebe dey say the first team no and say the starting lineup for games we betumi aram enso Man United bobo ko ni mo na Ten Hag wie no osadi tudwa ese Wuba football mo ye wo pundits bebre wo mo ye objective na sa asem no se de tie no sa no mo ka no o mo ka ni bia o mo ka ni bi nanso no oba England no wo hu se pundits bi wo football ni mu e wo England masa entro kontompo ahoya wo mo sane gu so a wo je wo enje e no mo se o na nipa be na aka na asemi e no se Jamie Carragher mo nyina mo nim Jamie Carragher ye bobo ye ade anu odi atem ye lusu anu odi atem chesade no won kano kresam no ma wo coach won fa kra entu kotokom na won fa nkwaya adwuma de bia atem didie eni nsemo anim otan ene ode ye na adwuma no ento onde obesre esa adwuma na omo ye no especially pundits omo ye ex footballers wo munya nto boase ma adwuma no no mo nka de wo ebisa ball no ma bobida ene omo nim se de tie Ten Hag nsem waka erifa Jamie Carragher ho enso ye dema mo ena wie e wo dwumadie ne so ena Kylian Mbappe anopano wo wuramu e French anasa France wo mo presidency atenaye na meeting kese because so between Kylian Mbappe afei France President Emmanuel Macron and Emir of Qatar Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani. Na meeting no na nkrofo bebre suggest say hey na Emir of Qatar ebe share Kylian Mbappe de na so be dada player no say oh ade no so mo biemo na so extend the contract for my memos ka bebre de aka woni ade na so yes meeting no nkasa reason e take om ko share and say President of Air France and Emir of Qatar mo share Mbappe say omune na twetwen komo se de be ya Olympic Games eba so e wo Paris no obetimi a promote e de amom regardless eso no ya footballer ono ebetimi adisa juma no e dem ama Olympic Games eno so eba so eno titi untina meeting no etumi ba so na mom emfa Mbappe future with PSG ho eno e kakra free meeting mo enso eba Mauricio Pochettino ena di tu jase o Chelsea betimi esa Man City ni Liverpool womom eye emfasode kama Edema Chelsea boboko no nemom e wose Chelsea esia Liverpool ni Chelsea and Liverpool ni Man City e kwan omofa so yo monema na nsanchofo busa se na City and Liverpool kwan be no omofa so yo monema e na Pochettino di tu da se wo mo omunya time emo managers and is a Chelsea ebe so mu come anim no mo say two clubs here e was wo munya time edema managers ebe di juma edema Chelsea wo mu bobo koro Pochettino afutu wono so di two Chelsea board na ye din sam ne mamo e wo juma die ne so awrehosam asaba edema Chelsea bobo koro ni nyina ne say Christopher Nkunku nanu adam Carabao Cup final be Bobby Niema nsheda nkoye ya husu wapra na say say omu resume training Chelsea boboko no akwana Pekinok ewo training grounds amene ya assess Christopher Nkunku na say engineer serious power enti Pochettino tadi atuga ese 3 to 4 weeks bese bosumi ba ko edi animi Christopher Nkunku want me some more from Chelsea boboko na ya rehosem if is a player we ba Chelsea ebra edininya pa starting wa bra Chelsea echo pre-season training eno ko prior season chance no nya available to me ya ba back be bo few games okoye osebai eno ose ko biema e ya rehosem a free Nkunku ne camp eba La Liga president Mr. Javier Tebas eno no di tu just say our strong feeling ese Kylian Mbappe assign contract at the Madrid wo mu bobo no wase sa wo ma agree no ono de ogds akwa no wase contract ankasa at the Madrid futuo bi na nkrofo bi etugum chitafo ni bi eni so wo chemu se Mbappe player at the Madrid wo mu bobo no pe ono ni feeling na onya eno ye have the tabas ni nsamo ni so edi tudwa ye de mamo ewo dwumade ni so ene awie na uram ewo Bayern Munchen wombo boko na so ya reporter ba echemo Andy Robertson womu consider so beba na wono so be si akan edem amatimani din ede Bayern Munchen ni nyina ni se ye de atudwa dada esa Alphonso Davies season and game likely eso be kwakorem ewo Real Madrid wombo boko nim na wako akwedi juma adiamo mo no ena Bayern Munchen womo fa adwen se omunya Andy Robertson de beba no so abeto so ede ama aye Bayern Munich womo boko no na unim so usawra mo Chelsea season wey se summer transfer window ni bie na Chelsea antimi top players enye sika be se 100 million pounds financial fair play ewo England ebe to me awe Chelsea unim sa de no enti Chelsea board ne fa adwen ese wo so mo ye clear out kakra tonto mu players ni bia wo mu nhyede nya bibo ye de sika kese ko fa omo sede be ya Chelsea ebe to me raise funds kakra na omo so etumi ejem Chesabo club no bra na nkoba se sika wo mu yi from bottom ne doso echen de omunya edi free club ni mo eno so ye Chelsea aso ye de free oba ye de mamo ewo dwumade ne so Roberto Di Zerbi where manager Edmund Brighton and Hove Albion Bayern Munich fa adwene SM sɛ ɔmanya Sabi Alonso amena me coach team no at the end of the season wɔn bɛtɛn attention no to Brighton na ɔmo ne Roberto Di Serbi akɔtwetwe nkɔmɔ no nso aba na wabɛtoa so as head coach ɛde amatima ne din ɛnso ɛde Bayern Munich ɛno nso yɛ kakra de ma mo ɛna awie ɛwɔ ɛyɛ dwumadie ne so boss yɛngyina no so na yɛmfa amanɔne nsɛm no ɛmfa ɛnsi na yɛntoa dwumadie no so na boss mpɛsɛ meyɛ wei ketewa bi ya yɛ nua bɛrima ɛyɛ Eugene Anane ɔyɛ adwuma
Kwame Anane bɛrima
na ɔyɛ adwuma wɔ ɔpemsoɔ radio ne maame ɛda fam na yes nyame yɛ adom a yɛawade di anim yi yɛawade yɛ na 1 week ne ba so Madam Mary Fokuo na dodoɔ no afrɛ no Enu Mary ɛwɔ Donyina Deba Grounds Donyina ɛhɔ na 1 week no yes 1 week ne bɛkɔ so nti no nyame yɛ adom
ɔkyerɛkyerɛ
yes
nyinaa yɛnka mmom na yɛnkɔgya yɛnua Kwame Anane
yes
yɛnua ketewa no
yeah
ɔyɛ sumfoɔ paa
yes
Kwame Anane is a very good boy
ɔnsa me ne na ɛhyɛ akyire ho
saa
ɔno du station no ɔno awuram si na maforo so ɛhɔ ano ɔnde watena akyɛ
Kwame Anane
ɛna memakɔtoa no
yɛyi sports mu no yɛ nɛmafoɔ na ɛba so no sɛ woka kyɛm sɛ menyi bɛɛ mmiɛnsa bi a Kwame Anane first ne second bɛ occupy sa position
nyame yɛ adom a yɛawo ada yɛbɛkɔ akɔboa
Solomon Kata bɛfɛ na sɛ nneɛma bi a
ɔba wafa same so ba ne bi sɛ deɛ deɛ asini deɛ asɛm no aba ne deɛ bɛka okay solo yɛda ase
Welcome to 102.7 FM.
Okay, yɛntoa so abadwafo no nyinaa ɛwɔ fie ha. Wadi kan ate Captain Siasia ɛnka saa so ɛna baafo wu ade danger man so wate ne nka. Alasan Sai Zakito ɛwɔ ha ɛna sɛ Obed ɛso ɛwɔ ha. Mame eni kanyi messages kakra ɛmfiri hɔ. Na afi yɛmra na yɛmfa ɛyɛ ensɛm no ɛmra ɛmɛhyehyɛ so. Same yɛhwɛ messages mu kakra na afi yɛmra na yɛmfa mɛhyɛ so mepɛsɛ ka enyi yɛmfa yɛ abo ahendie no eni kan yɛmfa yɛ abo ahendie ni kan message bi say na mani gye ho no so obu ohwe program no the contribution ba na sɛ ohu sɛ program no na nigi program no ho no so kyerɛ na adwene ni ba akofo tirim na yɛ abo ahendie ɔde aba o si Jibo on the Danla situation. I think Kotoko should stop getting keepers who are on the same level. Clearly, the healthy situation has become unhealthy in the last few years. Tedo cannot say. Maminsi Subium. Jibo, on the Danla situation, already an important point. I think Kotoko should stop getting keepers who are on the same level. Clearly, the healthy situation has become unhealthy in the last few years.
Same level. I think initially it wasn't like that, but then I would say, truth be told now, Kotoko, I want to say that the outsiders, Kotoko supporters who are not part of the technical team, no, influencing outdoors, no, this idea yaba. What I say because I was sure. Anka dan lad at the national level no be na owo no anka say this new goalkeeper was them the other is
Frederick Asare
so Asare an assistant na or anka me sure say anka ye bone obey no but in terms of experience in terms of big matches, big games, and that stuff. Dallas is there because Dallas, from a young as he was, not that national team.
When you
from under 17,
when you go for the Kasari Bakotoko,
mean to me, more.
Abra, not done like contract once and some. In December Kaya. Now, all to train and nase, so be renew the contract at the Amakotoko. It do point Makotoko Fusa one way Danla will not renew his contract. And looking around. Was that Frederick Asare so or your national team goalkeeper?
Yep.
Until looking around,
looking around,
to get a replacement for Danlad. Not a substitute, not a sub
to
Danlad, but a replacement for Danlad.
Okay.
And a for the Kasaraba.
Okay.
It is Obasana a direct competition.
On the did na ama some of us ye free say enye no man ne say senka asare kro eda so mfa so otu no and that lad enya the opportunity to even dress some matches bi ho on opportunity so obeda bi not to say me pese porte mbeda bi but normally keepers are omne keep first idea so am ko search offer yen ignore totally say yes or the other and na amana issue say na match kra okobi and then me opportunity to speak to Kodoko, one of the tanker men, and I was telling him say something else we show ye because two national team goalkeepers and Kenya bad. You see the point? Kenya bad.
Creative problem.
But as a creative competition and it should be healthy.
But
that's where
and creative healthy a competition.
No, a bit more a healthy competition depending on how they want to use them. A bit more a healthy competition because it's nya Kotoko Majoka no more deputies no Abeka and them so you know who the national teams. But Doka was a senior. You see the point? Tama Kotoko at the point there was another Kotoko Edward Ansa. Ewo sell for answer. At the same time.
But you do time in a sell for free.
Oh, free ho.
Yeah.
Yes, but make us say they had them, and it was a healthy competition. So to the extent that after the keeper didn't be a bro, just a technical reasons. So on nebi kwan a bro, and now can not go support a bio and I but yes, my person can say. Just a technical reason.
You have a message, you know the buyer.
I don't think someone can a womb. A womb.
And it's not only than lad. Okay, Kwame Ba, any Felix, Lita Felix, any Abalura. Okay,
yeah, the pa. On the Felix squad the end of the day. Now Abalura that Felix will be on the bench. Oh no, on your camera bench. By be away in the but where there total blackout. And some are yeah side to say lack no and you're healthy and what teams the team cause yes it will be a open place your mama but when supporters are allowed to poke notes into team selections and who plays and who don't play and that stuff it become an issue
but for
any person you no address
what they on your born here no see the level of keepers of us or mobile so nti a creative unhealthy competition our club name.
Well, I think say it depends on how we managing because for instance Boate is a good goalkeeper and on any day we see on your number one he has what it takes to be the number one and he said on the deputizing ma either Asari or Danlada difference in it is but just what you say. Won't be a club like Kotoko or envisage it to be in the top competitions every season. Say Okofa goalkeeper or yet down as the deputy to the number one. Football injuries, football a brew, football loss of form cross you simply cannot use the number one goalkeeper, especially to say. FA Cup matches, you still want to participate and win. Until you goalkeeper on us, demo out me say, Obama a good performance. Until ABA me Nasam say me Tinasia ABA the distance between the number one and the number two no. ABA I say marginal. ABA I say omo bosso.
Yeah.
But I don't think said that lad ne Asari omo bosso. Once Asari has been deputizing the lad even at the national team, Omuko India, a deputy. And I understand say the other national team so and no back to Kosabe deputizing and you be a BB strong could be you see the lad issue a bit peculiar because of the politics and other things that has been involved. And just around this time on this show, even though Mpana and Kasat live, but he spoke to young producers, able producers, and told us say ampa almost as the operation team and I can't share in Penifone say more mother lad na post it is not about whether obi ebe obi and obi buru obi so and obi any obi epanas obi close to obi. The reason goes beyond even omo competence and as almost standard no.
And yeah, to say Danla level no was so a chain the deputy.
Kakra.
From one summer account. Now operations team maybe a mako baby. Yes, some keep pay our day. It be a obama problems. And that's what them I wish.
Lack in
Now almost share the deputy no. Normally they compare first choice goalkeeper no. No more show me on the gap near Domatema. Adia o catch idea. Say you quiet first goalkeeper ni free post no ma. Second goalkeeper no on my level na first goalkeeper na dey my. It they will work towards it say the bomb inside in every one. And now one me nya adwene.
Sanka on person we fi ho no mo whether the level is the same or not. Ka on the work and make sure so my fi ho. But at any nyina no enye scientific anymore. Enye performance anymore. Enye spiritual. Abe hunhum wasem. Is being control something that is being controlled or manipulated by some other forces beyond the normal strength and ability of the two. Enti whether or ben na one man no any you bet ma kwakofo keeper e bi kra or division 2 so almost on na lack on na say oba be ya on dey betum because on omo gi ni die enti we see the sad aspect of it is that and it appears to say asari dem na say resource onya resource and say he does well and say perform very well. It is not about the competence and say how good he is but rather no a certain spiritual force be na air back no e ba this ano it is not healthy. It doesn't augur well for the club Kotoko because some year than lad na say me still interested in staying at Kotoko na say ebia yase me ni laka me ko chinchira hwe laka na chira kwan and in doing so no na fa be spiritual battle which will not augur well me kind those days na esusu no tema na odum and I say could do better odum
yeah
so
odum was senior
but he nurtured him he ought far no edu baby no say could do benchi odum ogum and
odum Mohammed Odum
yeah edu baby he benched him but and create any rift bia
wa say baba go no wa ko na odu baby on say be stage with the Miami
what you say enti no
ba odum one form ne there
oh there be say me ka say ohun was say ohun the potential in no say kojo ohun the goodness in him ti yede ne baaye no or you ready say obeboa no because all fi odo na ono ba be share na name
okay
one retire but Osekojo benched him.
Prince Young so the contribution aba or say Mr. Edu please tell Kotoko technical team to name 3 keepers in their match day squad to stop all these issues because the Blasters scored this same at the just ended AFCON. Prince Young say or share from a Jabin ne dear our day aba eno no mama hwe Evans in Shiraba Kwame or say Basiasia, do you know about the current performance at training in reference to a Danlad? No, in Shiraba de or de Abba no. Akosiaba Kwejo Epacho Siasia and ye Danlad manager. Or say I don't say at the Danlad you or TikTok more now.
On to say me no.
As a message is about man for complaining about how our year regular on TikTok, social media. I'm just an ajubi and not
well, the reason why you ever struggle to use and they say Nkofubia my reason why under. So whether or TikTok or Facebook or anywhere, it doesn't come in. And it's no more saying the basis of it may use because an idea almost everybody. Footballers, no, almost every one of them is on one social media platform or the other.
Okay.
Our munina no, and yet the same. You know what you kind. They about Tibasi Mua. Omo, you never born a point where omo call dressing coaching ya. Omo yeah, and the next thing they go is about their phone. First on the phone, you come on. So me home come on. Sometimes they even analyze the game. Do ya dear baby or be any son and any is gone. About them. About their ABS or no bidding come on the phone so via any of the social media platforms no and I say what call any of the social media platforms no if you all have videos now says I don't know near the day and me no I'll struggle to accept say enuntina amadan lad na the lad conceded in his interview say at a point he suffered a loss of form but on all say well, number one and I will play and post of a loss of form. So you match game and a match time Now sign the idea. Or some
Okay.
they are picking form. Something Kotoko has refused to do for the boy.
Okay. Now maybe number say maybe say we so. Quick one bafo. Last year now, at a point, Asare be two down lad, no. And also now a recommendation from the operations team now.
That's a good question. I don't know. Not yet, at least for now. But who we are?
Because as a more emphasis now is on operations.
Because of what we have.
And then maybe say last year, the SCDCA, last year see. Until last year, no so Asare a two down lad, no. At a point, you know. Then so a recommendation from the operations team.
Yes, but the lad I'm about time complaining, and obviously, probably he took it and worked on it until was regaining the number one. Okay. But where there are people and you have had cause to complain about some aspect of influence in the club in terms of even players, yeto players, they are team winners. So there are people or more stakeholders in the team almost gaining a strong voice or strong place in the team. Almost so edu say almost say na yentie omo and mpenifo etie omo aye omo pedia mo. You see the thing is that to Kotoko supporter or the management or even the technical team. Seemingly it is working for them. Okay. And if it is working for them, it's difficult for you to say almost sano. But some of us are concerned and they say the way the lad seems to have been ostracized. I just say he doesn't even exist in the club. I know I'm concerned, I'm worried about it because the caliber of a goalkeeper he is, no. Say our touch wood, but Ochana say Abia, Asaria a prayer and our lose former. The first person you want to go for
say based on ADACA last season, similar issues last season. Now says this season, no. I then emphasize on than lad form above.
Mr. Bogu, not to cut you short. Last season, a different scenario so.
Any day.
Because Tama Asari two no. Not that lad, what you make 18-man squad. True or false. But where there? For about 6-7 matches, I get to bet my kind. Make it.
It's your fourth choice.
Make it on squad no. That is where the problem is. I want to believe that lad, on your kind make it that 18-man squad now on Uncle Obekasa. Because last season when he suffered that loss of form, started of dying or fighting way out. I don't start regaining here. But when he's not given the opportunity, the chance, even including that President Gofo match, you cry and say yes, ma keeper opportunity to come back. On Kahun, FA Cup, your name squad equal. On Kahun, not to talk about the league. On Kahun, and one of the he's dumped, and he's a goalkeeper. None we are your co-worker. I did how many? And year money. What I say? None we are co-worker. Our number one. Now, oh yes. But we met Black Stars position at the point in time. Now you can't say another Black Stars game. And did you want to see when you're good enough to make up to Kotoko 18-man squad? Yes, I said you goalkeeper or that. So by the effort now, the hard work now money that. Obi can change na ko uniform, but how make 18-man squad for about a good number of Kotoko games? Nobody has told us say, and I mean panic say if it's about discipline, also no. It has nothing to do with discipline. But right? But the Pani was struggling, to be honest with you. Was struggling. What I say, he admitted to say, or lose form. Like, I was okay. So the do the form not lose to the extent that on team make 18-man squad. And he was telling me, no, FA Cup, I think it's or problem with injury. What I said to the man for now, Uncle FA Cup. And also, on your good, say, Obetman make 18-man squad. And when I say, Kotoko supporters, no, and you say, yeah, Obi, a manager to the lad, and not quite a number from one of our producers, a senior producer, and not a number. That. You see the point? This is a player over last year, Kotoko ball game. No motorcade, oh, bossy. No motorcade is here. No Kotoko ball match, you point, you know. I say, you don't get fast, ever full flight. A catch a flight about your friends Kumasi Airport. Now we're joining Black Stars. That's you, Mr. Poku. You are what making?
No, confessor.
What I say? That's no. I confessor. So I'm talking about a player. And they yeah. And now they're not anyone they buy. our advice age wise na players keepers o manyi nyini a for say age no was raw enye head to be for two goalkeepers o nyina age no was raw no nyina wo form and da bia ya na say age no unya the or bench no the age wo form kakra sepani no kwose da o se kwadwo na ide na ye ka no so I think say baby a make squad na problem but
the team says the team is winning.
So we need to I mean cuz uncle two first goalkeeper. Is somebody tell me so be 18 man squad not winning.
Okay, I say at a point me after watching Kotoko goalkeepers nyina me catch say the best among them is Poate.
What can I say so many times?
Because my count so many times.
What so many times? But you say
at a point na selection kra wonya bi.
Yes.
E wo Kotoko. Looking at the three goalkeepers, me what I realize ne say if you no man no mo di Poate kura nim no Danlad Asare. The obey mistake bia ma Poate any opportunity to be in the goal post na sembeto no.
You wait for post no yes.
So okay say me can say asem no. It's na Danlad Asare. Last season Kotoko bo game bi wa Accra. Was it against Accra Lions? Me nim sa game no. Na Poate ko dai. Or that game ni wie no. Na supporters no mo ko Accra Sports team say there be goalkeeper we there.
Some we dey.
Some man that post ni
good.
It on say about back to master na can say onyo opportunity a e be problem am obi
who's the Danlad some na all lose the position of Kotoko no na most of them they based on national team call up no ko na bia we moda what is it the point na we moda because oye first goalkeeper oba na amana beda oh because the first goalkeeper no amana beda e de mu na mu say afi olusu form no ebi okọ national team no ba na olusu form
because in the more kan nyina operation say Danlad da post no mu pa na sia ye nyina ni tua say Danlad ya de operation bi enu akoka wan asem befa
but nay operation for is why don't confirm so na akoka
and I make say why don't we accept say because of the bad performance and no operation for the na
what America obi no what challenge say one olusu form obi ani ho and nobody is saying is a change to confirm that post no by asema ye can say and what do levels on to be make it to confess team
if the others are doing better than him
serious
yes
serious
yentu aso
mamenka bi miserawa
then abezoka
you see captain Asare never last season into the lad because of form
Otuni because of
partner form the lad ko bacho meba mamenka masem
Otuni because of
mamenka masem
me we are Kotoko after mu game against Bekum Chelsea obi a o hwe game ni bia
me put meba dem be kan ko na enye ndu Chelsea
forget about financial team
o mamenka masem o ze me na me ma be import me beti masem the lad ko chan ndoko e no league ni ambreki we were playing the league and Asare the opportunity to keep the post and in the first place let's establish that Asare the bar post in the mono not the lad in no just because not the lad any form in tia or bar post because the lad wasn't available and omo we chan no the lad bar the first game about na Kotoko ni Dreams FC e wo dawu and the Dreams Kotoko 2-0 after that game no Omama the lad and the game bioma te Kotoko ni Bekum Chelsea and I'm so Kotoko the 3 or 2 is it 2-0 and I'm just the life report eti tam na Asare ebe the post mo na nya form he had a chance because that lad anyway
from even pointing about them so we should chan carefully Danlad was no on the Danlad form ani him
that one true
Meboa.
Oh, and they say Ghanaians
coming back to the team or the nya call up into the national team. Or repeat say the form na no ni watch no.
No, but in the that goes no say me young it was about goalkeeping error. Osa go yashew and you go but me feel say you asem e kan nyina asem wo nyina one Asare is doing very well. Me just say obi betimi akase enwani ya no ye munya side free post no mu e ma da lad nkoda asem obi akabi amati bia obi anka sada say Asare no a oda post no ye nyini free na da lad nkoda two since these two guys started keeping he has never been a better goalkeeper than lad form the team form but you see any temper and then say standard the lad let's not forget to say me keep I can once me and check the last league Kotoko in how many years? No, only that about 80% of the games, you know. I said I can answer, you know. The last time Kotoko won the league, keeper now, no, the 80% of that games, you know, nah, the lad. It's more beyond managing as a you. The last time Kotoko won the league, Kotoko, that lad was imposed for about 80% of those games, you know. He can't just be a bad goalkeeper all of a sudden. And he said, Asare, which we all admit said today he's doing well. I wanna on what basis? I bet me a convince you at say Porte. Then why? That's the question to ask. How many matches Porte keep? Last season, Okoda, Kotokwane, but I know Kotokwane, Royals for no more every year. No, the Okoda, and Mukwan order. This season,
Odaka Lions.
No, let me know you.
Game now, you share the only goal of the game, Safutila. And Yaka Lions.
So, okay, this season, so must say and wonder. You know, in the space of, you know, games being a Porte Ada. What will be said and they said, Asari number 1, the like cannot be number 2. That is argument now, no.
Only Bibi. From download the you know, you know, where TikTok no. And then my little experience when it comes to player selection, this annual mano. Abrana me you coach no. Before me become retirement, you know.
Early retirement.
Early retirement. Now me problem be and I'm called retirement. You players be oha. Odo mo tena bencha. Omo ha team no.
Asare and the lad. Asare and the lad.
Men can so be akasa. Ensema ye kan wa han.
Asare and the lad are very good friends. What omo bencha. How they behave. They are very good.
That is how you see it.
No, but on the field that had
from that interview no koye no TikTok no. And your matter of being part of 18-man squad. But Ofu say on the other post.
One can sir.
18-man squad.
Me see ti asem ni ye.
So make 18-man squad.
Me see ti ni o say oba na ya drop o. Oba na ya drop o. Oba na ya drop o.
And that was then.
He feels say he should be the first choice goalkeeper. Reason why I mean say me blame technical team e wo hoyi and obi o say and say. When the season started, fine, see you goalkeeper, you say goalkeepers. You go bu you say goalkeeper, you goalkeeper fourth. And you go a shot out with the way goalkeeper in the fourth. It wasn't like season is starting here no. Dan lad, you nesi baby.
Season is starting in January.
On another.
There be season is starting here no. First choice was Asare, not the lad to bench battle. The first 2 games. Coach no, I am the preseason way no.
First 2 games.
The Asare was in the first choice. Or number 1, 2, and Amfa. And was also call back the lad.
Which means
you understand?
Which means based on the analysis that you are making, we say Obo ba kumienu a amfa and a dan lad back.
It's also back.
It dan lad so be dem a amfa no.
And on the side that's all back. It say the air bar.
The selection is based on form.
It when the lad came back, Asare went to number 2. So Asare back. And then after the lad record number 4. And if Asare has come back, then let's go back to number 2. But in this case, we are talking because I said about back no. Then I call number 4.
Zach Medase. Baby e wo bia no, osmu betimi atoa modie so e wo ho. And then anka me be se sha se free Nanado Danko Akufuado. O mampanyini e de Ghana and State of the Nation address okopiem e wo mrahye and somebody tudwa efa Ghana yen sports titru yen football ho no. Hona na mpese sha safety yenya tiesi kotoko de yenyi kotoko ni firi ho na afi yaba behwe Nanado Danko Akufuado ne has enchemu AGM amo ebekono so enano pay ena Alhassan Said Zakito ekofa ba ese Asante Kotoko team manager ohini brenya ninja wahihye mrabi e de amakotoko players no ese wo ye later wo training grounds ni atew wo ye training ani atew na samra ninja ahihye e the problems e ba Kotoko team nim na ewie show no course de biaba course abapa the said na course ni si banams no we dey o boy paso sports department na yakoba bia na yebo amane a siasia na man bo amane nya won wano ate siasia ne mane bo amane enti ensem ne ba ne so woni e bechichiri nyina de ato na ye de aso asiasia na afi siasia bebo ho amane e de amaye efa we direct course from within Asante Kotoko me say tete report na me ma no me fa odi nya botem pacho me say wa zakito ma o confuse me o ma menya madwuma na ei o ma menya madwuma
o miti o boss
o yam do be ka same ni solo
o dey pacho o mu group dey
enti o bed no oye ye nwoma bi a se studio ne wa the titi sa na de ba mekwa members meka na ya mo bi ate so tem chance o de ye na assemble to sisi na Asante Kotoko company for efrey edo musu nchechire mu e de ba nti ensem ni nyina no ye hyehyɛ de ma captain siasia se ono emma meka nsem a ya Asante Kotoko for mpanyifo se eno susu no mu nchechire mu die nti a omaye san hyehyɛ o timba ye establish se a decision from management any technical team enye single person omo de ba ye no eti captain ensem ni nyina no
yes sir opani
ona ye de ma o se bra be chichim ti ye tie o
opani we da se
o be da kwa ba to have a time there to have a time okay 5-7 okay captain to aso
yes sir me bacho okunkom e wa America otie program
hey okunkom
nana ko si agema no nana won kwaso
ya okunkom okay
me so o program tie program no my channel
hey
piao
obenyina chese
nana be wase
enkomo bi na edi
nana be wase da be na so be mo obi achia wo
enne kwa ma che obi achia wo
obi another nyame awe
ka chere
okay captain dey tie
first of all asema minua Kofi Said Zakito de baye na no krese emra bi wo ho ama Kotoko players say it has to do with disciplinary issues, lateness to team training, lateness to say be a team no A2 kwine and so on and so forth, meetings and that stuff, you know. Then in the field of play at the training grounds, so one Shengada, which they've made it compulsory say play a piano a social Shengad. Now they be called Shengad no so official match now win share now referees identify so win share a punishment goes to the team a rugby player a co team no it will move free say then say if you person you professionals there as say they all practice so because players be so man share training now match they will command no share then what you do amano e how mo so I say practice no training side that you know na tackles or training grounds very physical. Omu believe say as a player be play within the legal limit of the game. Make the legal limit of the game and say born na ye born ye omra ya hye de bobo. Obek mako hard tackle but not one ko probi. But say you say mo tackles no ko tackles out aim at say u probi. Na no e the calibre team no suffer extra e wo sanema no ho a. Sanema nya no to na kwam. E na omo e de samra no buy na started last year. And this year no time we call be possible new management new tankatin ebe to ye na sa de da ho ana ye to aso e do mu kruchire ni na agu krata aso no e na omu kan ye e ma players no in a meeting ana players ni na no agitu mu se ensem ma kruchire de agitu e de be ye adwuma enu nti no enu na Kotoko editu anamo na de omu ni say the team manager no ono ayese post ni a me fan says obi wa no we bone a na obechi no na
Ghana mra na ye
adwuma anyo na she mra no the team manager no de or record players na omo be to si no san ne ma nyina mu ye ti omo nso wa sika na omo te no sika no ye de ma team captain eti nei Kotoko captain wo ho ne no ono na sika ye beji bia no player bia no etomra na ska no ye de man enka team manager ho na mom se kon ayi emra no mo obi wo ho a eso it's emra no eso a eno de from administration ya chro letter de abra player no say say no wa from team no emra and you are liable say eso twa says kase na eba yate from source. In fact me feel like right say scan on tete players ni bi no eduru be bi na say players ni bi no say okọ onya emergency bi na wo hia quick attention eti mbom besia ama mutimi de bon besia wo salary ba na wo tua hye ho sa na e koso ho na last season according to them omu wie last season is ka omu gigi nyina no na omu de refreshment former players na omu de twa omu num to drink ni ade no omu de enum ye sa you know it's not something that is coming from the team manager, but with the entire technical team and the management are aware of this and omu the ejuma ba sana make no the kito ye okoye no no kre the only aspect omu free say say omu try no clarify and say enye team manager no mum na e de ade no aba anama players no oye na mum something that has been agreed by the entire Kotoko
management any technical team the band players so tiase
players no so tiase and omu ye so according to them you say a bit mokwala 2000 bi yes yate no 2000 because oye late Kotoko echo Heart of Lions no enchechemu omo ba ye ne say ono de nye some match ne nko na accumulation of other
indiscipline
later why ye ana edisa skara be do 2000 nya one game eje one game and intino we ni nchechemu a omo de ebae it is Kotoko supporter be 8 year something that the entire Kotoko family no agiatum omo yes ade no say be ya enhance discipline e okumase asante Kotoko
baba was there to asumu
Zakito so in sa was ka kan in response na yetimi
you dey me question na no we to asumu ko na wo challenges ya se amanebo
say who say group dynamics there say yen na ehiem na yese hihia ya ato ho ni a umpene so kra no a it becomes binding on everybody
ipadodo na agia to me
therefore eba ne sa no a difficult so obeka say ebia na some of them no anapa na obede kan say for instance at training send ya binumu approach training no of course training players to me pra but there are aspects we no be to prevent it there and no say we dey prevent it and one of them no of course the shin so at as here nti say wo shin guard kakra bi na bo ho ban bo nua ho ban na ye training ni wie na ma time no sa ko sheka ho say the rest of the day no unam how won shin guard bi ankan say we nti for me I think say but me no me baby we are not anopa na me try na me di babu ni say it appears to say implementation is a bit problematic. It appears to say quantum of the money now defining conforno and so a bit problematic. And you know somebody should step in now you say balance it too no and say yes she sham to hold say I'm for it. Send a bear and then nipa jana people will be disciplined. Players will be hold my maybe Zakito catch say 11 12 no mudi money. Obviously somebody should guide against those things, you know. So on Saturday city send a bear you cannot just behave just like that. Enti emrade o ha eye nemomu no ye do bia ye tandan no ni kakra na a law na a bit friendly if you say en kakra me meet maka.
Okay, Obed, maminti oi.
Well se emra ye hyehe na ye didibi ni emfen dibia asemo ho. Nti ka me one tenanka e mama rise against the decision ti e better say player bi
more time nebi wo
o mrade wo I can't really pinpoint
ba mo ye bi
menim say na team no
the pa na abekai
CCA deductions in the men kai deductions gidi sa kai deductions gidi sa
okay time na jump beto yi the tool so no
that was not on to here on to me so
no yeah dey that's why na man for account so
but me na me nya abotre one day me chirim pa
chemu e dey na jump beto yi to so
long story enye e chirim enye yi
mo wie mo twe na so
no say me na senka me push issue no on and I realize what the picture out there enye de tie say me to me kai ko no bi ade ato machi de say me mfa mo
okay o do car o two car no
me ko no bi de
but before be say the next one no anya confrontation
oh it wasn't me on say ekruma ni nuanom sentwofo ni bi no
there would give me question
no
Kia Sportage no
yeah Kia Sportage
I saw the 4x4 one up.
4x4 kwarampo. So on say ejina how nipan report. Now nipan report story no one. Now me mean to me Bob Timber explaining. There's no need explain because yes I see. And the player himself to me Bob Timber explaining. Tia tonko for team no taking on. Banka Ebia, if it was something I considered disrespect, I'll report and the player will be punished.
But I say obe 2 car, na player be 2 ade abo car de. Na chese time a won 2 car no no anya bibi. Ansa na wo kwotena wo kemo be 2 ade na de ato car no so.
Tina make us say a whole lot of issues. Oh, onje ade we nyama me mean to me. Sa na akwaba. It was a idea starting in the morning and we anybody just a portion of it. And I remember I said there was it Shishiland? Somebody was at the back and uncle or no pesoje. Oh, aha, that was the time I mean moving on Nipane pesoje or Jadian.
On the change now no the bema.
Aha, no, on Nipane stretching a hand. That was what really happened. In sound so. In Tisana Coy and to say about 2 idea to be so like the way they are trying to explain.
Emra issue na da ho na.
Na me ya na me pese me ha me.
Uncheche mu no questions bebre ho but to the time ni wo. Emra issue ho sisi.
One day me nya botra kire mu the whole thing.
I yes on because I cry cry na waka no. Too much problematic. As okofeda ebe onu ankasa cry na ebe cast doubt on a lot of things that cry into onya.
So hana one protocol technical team member by and he was explaining the behavior of the player. So okay. No can instant switch it me back player anymore. Man, yeah, yes, I regret it instantly. So you remember that story? And
the fact that
the person may call into details.
It doesn't change.
It said, can I say, captain to my tuadia, no, be me on to him, moment. That's the point I want to make.
Was there a true?
Yeah,
was there a true?
Was
there a true?
And I wanted to make an
as no mum anymore.
Was there a true?
To say, yeah.
And whose direction was that true?
Dakito one tie de make a no. Tie by Obed meba. Obed meba.
And Obi
Dakito one would tie akunya me na me tie.
There be say we
tie meba and na me be microphone na ma. Mepa me be ma. Eti hunu ya obepai. Tote me chewo. Aha. Eti just on ati akunya ma ha.
Me am hu nipa na.
Odebra
me am hu nipa na story.
Yenhwe na wasem ne be time ne aka.
Oh, yeah. Asem wo ni mu.
Say air time kra ne be kwakoto ya beto.
Mu tie hu hia se atwitwum sa.
Odebra de wo wi so.
Now, say hyehyɛ mmara wɔ dwumaku mu a. Sɛ mmara no edi obi ne emfa nya adwuma asɛm wɔ. But sɛ mmara no edi obi a ne de be yɛ adwuma asɛm ni ho. Na ne wo a obɛbɔ modern sɛ unkontia mmara no uni mmara ne ni asɛm. Asante kotoko players yen chechire mu ye. Players ni nyina atifie. Okay. Bass no. Let me use myself as an example. The last time I was going to Adakwejat. Mi twemu e wa Adakwejat. Around 1 because they na me koye no. Na mpesa me koye no at the time team na nkasa emba ho. Me kokutwa me video ye me bibia wie. E gina ho e edit ye bibia wie. Time I me call no. Na team na started train around 3. Now 1 something na bass no. Esi. Players no apartment in any. And the time about 2 bars in the kosi no. Or the kosi hours before training. And it's our test now 2 initial format. Who's a bass no about besiwo. Bass di besiwa o de ne ese sore betenemu. Na yen time em fanko training. Sa o problem bia that day em wontimi mba training temu a. Ese sentem pa o free team manager which I'm aware that day na American. Danlad Nuruddin Sharif Mohammed Omuba Mox Ebo Bompire. It was a Friday. Amobo team manager amane say
Amoko Bompire.
Ye ko Bompire enti ebia ebra na esi ebeduru ne ntimi beduru. Enti on say ogum ntifi ho. But ohiri brenya ne team no na eba. Ti ogum beduru ya no ohiri brenya call. Ogum ho. Ko say oh Danlad Sharif ni Nuruddin ko Bompire. Na Sharif defender na enye even midfielder. omo ko bompa nti omo ntimi be do ntem enti team manager ya aware of players and omo ntimi mba ti ansana coach be wura field mpo no no dey ato nanim say we ni and na say ni nti no omo nka team no enti say the boss be si fia wa team wo dey ani say sori be tena boss mu na boss ne ntam nko training na sa wo san ye later yibo ye punish wa. How can I sit here and say em punish you? Say ka punishment na to kwaku ene ebu ye no gu so dia. They make us say yes selective justice. But Mukwala story about say Mukwala ye later me at in 2000. Next year cut across. Baba Yaya Matibi a cut across. So you can argue about the amount of money a year players no. But em run there. Say ko biti kotkoye train wa da kwaja ati no biti ebu akwa. Even with that impono, your uncle for baby omo tini baby omo ye adwuma distance ne wa. And so making sure so me do what time pepe. So you cannot come in and say ye bu agu bi so. We cannot come in and say emrana no odin. The facilities are there for you to have a comfortable life at Asante Kotoko. Now let's come to players Oshe Sengad will train it. Let me use another example. In Bernard Sumwa picking injury or match or recover. Nuruddin ko tackle Bernard Sumwa pride. That is one. There's another story of Agadas. Emma ko Nicholas Mensam. Agadas Emma ko Isaac Opomu. Injuries no bebre ene si wo training ground so na dia na wo ye ne se bo wa wo ban Singad ye send for a purpose. You can argue say bia em protect gidigidi but say eye kekura na aso beka say helmet o de ese hye o de train na a period of 2 hours kwatoko from Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Most of them training one day. Tibia Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, number twice. And how many times within a week and how many hours within a week now was just a day.
Okay.
Now say change na on sha. You want the emrano enyemra eyem bi mo kwa camp bas ababe siwo. Mo kwa no part training na Saturday match na Sunday. Saturday ni ya bobo players e kwa camp a kire mo. Now you play and kasa kwa camp kura nyoma hia na wuhi.
Na baby omo wo no so mo say bo home match omo sa kwa camp.
No home de omo da ho. Ba me ka away. So mo tu kwan.
Na no mo okay send them ko e be a day before.
A day next o ko train na ya bobo list na ma.
Okay.
Ya bobo no ma no pa. Depending on the journey. Se kotko tamalo mu to 6 o'clock. Ebu at 7 a.m. Intiani ya bobo no the previous training. In some mu to akotamale. Friday Thursday we are training no am we be 5 near bobo kire mo say
we ni eko
we mu na eko into one na dwunu ni nyina so be prepare be duro kire no pa na wo de na say nantia enduru 10 minutes o bus ni be si mu fie anim ti nantia enduru 10 minutes wo tam wo bag e dia ba be fro bus no why you late se eye match a e bia kotoko ko ba bia ni a omukọ Saturday training anopa ne bi omaka se be 12 be free ha.
Okay.
Enti mbe kwa koduru fie no kwa Saturday kotoko training 1 hour ti by 10 na mo ho na mo de be 2 hours abobo mo enti wo ye player mpo a before so obeko training Saturday anopa no betimi aboa ho e de onioma kakra hu ni se wo kona odin wo 20 man squad dum a wo de be ko esi ho na se wo ba
sa se me di problem abapen o
o da bi se wo kona odi
ma se kan twen nyina ba
o da bi se me de me kan ye se ya hyehyɛ mmara sɛ woyɛ late ye beto be 1000 Ghana yɛn fa sɛ be 1000
enti o ma ne de ni ko hyehyɛ ne nwoma na afi bedu na ya mfa
da bi o
uyi unwoma pa ne ya
da bi na sɛ wo dem ɛne ɔma na si wo dem
okay
ɛna wo hyehyɛ agum ɛna nya nneɔma utu kwan a ɛyɛ okoda hɔ mo bɛ sɛ camp we ade akyi a ebia no ana mɛden mo bɛ san ahyɛ na makɔbɔ ball no mo wie a masɛ another one club na taade e de aba
okay
enti anya de a wokofa o jeans bi wokofa o top be 10 bi no wokofa bia o brush o towel and ye minor things.
Me da say
enya enti emra we no enye den.
Ese ko fa asem ba. Me twa me ho abanam ne same adwene ho say ye be ma na ka bia. Why?
Promise. Welcome to 102.7 FM.
Yeah, be man na emre say. Yeah. Why emre? Kofi.
Jibo. Jibo.
Kofi.
Jibo. Oh,
Kofi.
Jibo.
It's you.
Asam no yes.
Promise radio. Nyamina aka.
Captain, acheche kama no. But you see, mrade. Say is it last okay Aubameyang last season no. Na nko go Spurs game. And Aubameyang late for prep talk. The manager a drop on from the match day squad. Enti ye wo instances of players aye. E wi ase adia ni pen dia go cry. So playing players when their salary is not good enough. And make Aubameyang was late. They drop him from the match day squad. Arsenal being a union say there be free Gabon kakra waji na then there's nothing more punishable than dropping you from a match day squad. Then yes inside the way say go boy o prepare me striker the Arsenal ni drop from the match day squad but kwanya kotoko implement omo you know one. The me sure say if players in Yaji to more they will be agitating now because as my meeting man kwan from supporters who this is something that has been it is being discussed on players platform which are not happy about how they are being punished. For the fact that players are talking they say they are not happy. Oh, say at a camp, let him Hashem Rania, you be a crata, Kotoko Emrani, Kraken players there. If they are given chance to oppose, oppose you. But something that I say, yes, this is them, and you catch home. Now, Jibo, the last year punishment by the reason why me say Captain I say, and something that players in June to me, they are not happy. Because how even the communication go for that Mukwala they you know and now accumulated one Mukwala this was a message me can't verbatim Emmanuel referring to Kote Fafene Ghana Nicholas Osubonsu Fafene Ghana Osubonsu 500 Zeze 500 Mukwala 500 those who were late today at a meeting. This is your fund. Baba Yaya, you pay 1,000. And Orok to Obam. Then he came. Stephen Mukwala no. That is your fine. 2,000 Ghana cedi for late. Omoko Lions match no. Eti for Mukwala 2,000 no dey. Because he was 5 minutes late. So obetra ba asenu. Enko 2,000 Ghana cedi. Eti so we share place if Baba Yaya how much is he taking na late 1,000 eti so we share the amount being deducted from boys no salary any offenses here Tibo I think say the reason why they will be agitating and one place start doing this now they will think that they are not happy and one players are not happy one thing that football adebakwa one players are not happy when internal issues are disturbing them. No when you're happier, it affects results. And it's all over the world. When footballers are not happy with some decision in the club, no more say yeah, it affects results. And yeah, can say they should find a way. Say, Uncle, hey, Dibo, say the captain, yet salary 2,000.
Say, I should send to her. Ya shemra to be me yeso semra no mo hye football club dia na me
Promise radio
nyame be kase lateness is your mo ka figure no etunim se we later sika se ne betew e bia yem fa ne se tackle yasam ya okay ebi o intentional me kai is it last season or 2 one player okotoko eko player but no mo fu say tackle ni intentional so mo fine no based on almost structures and no mo dey go when it comes to more code of ethics as a club so what me say it is Isaac ebetimi aba say omo no omo ye hyehyɛ wo pepo so no based on ensema omo na ebedi hu komo awie de hyɛ ase anu omo ye sa nyoma ni nyina egu ho eti players ne ya aware of emra omo hyehyɛ de ato
yeah
se feel na bia wo problem afine
no yeah omo about figures in show yeah catch on figures in show they were ade omo kan say we later you'll be fined this are you'll be fined but figures in show say be say near better so and then show eti I think say Shinga as my again Tibo wow ni footballers be Shinga no match days ancient no mo match days and now so because I'm passion into no o makwa me Shinga be a kiti just for referee to see say and the ball no but enye hwe Shinga no Tibo o na shin onom no menim Shinga be sha so bi betia wona be bua Shinga be to prevent it. The only thing that it prevents is say crew entwina enye crew but say obi betia wo hye no so na Shinga bo na bebua Shinga be no wiase be prevent say wona na obi hye etia no so embu there's no Shinga eti when it becomes in to the extent that shinti and the problem is that omo no they are following it but there are days that you can easily forget we are fishing there's no caution everyone say find no at least okay omu di so say we fee just one day be just equal na fine no it I think say as my Kenya na say mra de ye say ye di say nipa ye di tri nipa but so we mra na say ade a that is why you find a way to bring things on board say na be ya e ba tire tire obi ya but answer ade because for the players to be agitated now mo kasa no way say they are not happy with how they are being deducted come say I go tell saying na just 1 week just 1 week one player 2,500 just in 1 week okay. One player 1,500 just in 1 week scam where saying okay eti dibo if I told say one thing that Ebesian say it affect results.
Are you okay?
I'm okay. You can move on.
Nana do dan kwa kufuado Ghana. Ene okopie e wo mrahye bejafie. Odi nsema tudwa afa Ghana yin football. Ekwan a ofu se ese efa so ne yehye no na ye football no esa epeja bi. Yentie nsema o mampanyini e de kotudwa e wo mrahye bejafie.
Sport that is dear to the hearts of all Ghanaians. I am myself an ardent football enthusiast and once played in the University of Ghana team with my friend, the late President John Evans Atamil, Fifi to me. Throughout the years, the national team, the Black Stars, has held a special place in the affection of Ghanaians. They lifted up our spirits as they dominated Africa and won 4 continental trophies. They have at other times broken our hearts, but it was not until 2006 that the Black Stars finally broke through to the world stage when they qualified for the World Cup for the first time. You'll remember that we rose up as one in our support, and they did not disappoint. Then came the spectacular South Africa 2010 World Cup and its drama when we almost became the first African side to reach the semi-finals of the World Cup. It is fair to say that since the sad events of Brazil 2014, many Ghanaians have been left disappointed by some of the recent results of the Black Stars. There are various attempts have been made to revive the fortunes of the national team and rebuild the enthusiasm of the people with varying degrees of success. The recent AFCON in Cote d'Ivoire was probably the nadir of the performance of Black Star and has left the nation saddened. However, I am quite certain that the young men and the technical handlers with themselves have wanted to make our nation proud. And I believe that the captain, Andre Dede Ayew, meant every word when he rendered heartfelt apologies on behalf of his teammates to all Ghanaians for the team's early exit. Speaker, I believe it is time for us to take a long-term, far-sighted approach to correct what has gone wrong. It's time to return to scouting, grooming, and developing talent at the grassroots level under a presidential policy on football that I intend to unveil very soon. The School Sports Department of the Ministry of Education will work hand in hand with the Ministry of Youth and Sports in collaboration and synergy with the Ghana Football Association to build district, regional, and national juvenile teams for both girls and boys. The more than 150 AstroTurf pitches constructed throughout the country under this administration provide the foundational facilities to make a start as we strive to provide more of them. We should see a steady progression of talent up the ladder from the junior juvenile teams to the senior sides based on merit and nothing else. A similar approach has been tried before under the 5-year football development plan led by the late Dan Kofi, initiated under the MPP administration of President J.A. Kufuor. It was under this plan that talents such as Michael Essien, Sule Muntari, John Mensah, Derek Boateng, and later Asamoah Gyan and Stephen Appiah were discovered and nurtured. The results became evident to us and the world. It takes time, dedication, and patience. We cannot harvest where we have not planted and irrigate. I have no doubt at all that the Black Stars will rise and make us proud again. Mr. Speaker, the senior women's team, the Black Queens, who do not get half the attention the Black Stars get, have been performing quite creditably. They've gone for 10 months. She's without any loss until last December, and then when they lost narrowly to Namibia in the qualifying ground for the 2024 Women's African Cup of Nations. Even though they lost narrowly to Zambia in the first leg of the qualifiers for the 2024 Olympic Games, let us wish them well in the second leg to be played in Lusaka tomorrow. I hope they give us something to cheer about.
Nana Adodankwa Ekufu Ado. Ene ewo mrahye bedwafie nensem a ode eto eye Ghana fo nyina anim State of the Nations address ene course na ade ba ko kan ne say in football no ese nya presidential policy on our football say ohwe enyoma akoso wo Ghana ha after eye AFCON 2023 na otumu say football na da Ghana fo akoma so ntie ese statistics enyoma free ase said ebeya esoro na ye Black Stars no nyoma betimi agirigina na o my Ghana ya ye bi pen e mane bo Uncle Ben Kofi din say Uncle Ben Kofi e de development plan beto ho emu ne nya Michael Essien, Sule Muntari, John Mensah, John Pensamo awmo ene be form the core of Black Stars team a call 2006 and 2010 World Cup. And yet the Sia Ghana be the first African country before Morocco able World Cup semi-final. Emuna no say Emuna na Stephen Appiah ne Asamoah Gyan say hono na but obo mu di number 2 Stephen Appiah. Basam. Ozay.
There's nothing wrong with it. A progression.
So
yes, the 5-year development plan it gave birth to different stages of players. From we say there are people who are even crediting Ghana's participation in the World Cup way back from 1989 under 17 under 16 under 17 people say honum started say develop talent but the 5-year development in there a progression
okay momento so
me who anything wrong with it
enti o say ene nhihye a enche ono mampanyini ebepa ho tomade a che Ghana for ene say ene the Department of Ministry of Education omo ene School Sports Department of Ministry of Education ene Ministry of Youth and Sports so mo be ye adwuma bom na start atete nkura no e de afri ho district regional national juvenile teams for both man and mema na aye ne kakran omo nuru soro no na se wo se baby atete omo fini baby omo duru no afi Ghana edo mo kogina akono a wo se we mo ko die omo betimi di nkunimdie e de abre Ghana we eye nsem ni bia na nado dankwa Akufo-Addo Ghana mampanyini ene ode eto eye Ghana fo nyina anim obed ma mencha sem free ho
well our mampanyini am a speech and we address it as a speech. It will remain a speech with no action. It's an community. Mampanyini atra Ghana so infiensum in ye. Now he's talking about a presidential policy. Afina oba bedaneti. after say under Omampenyin Nanado yako 2017 amfa ko 2019 amfa 2021 amfa and 2024 and also amfa but with 8 months Evan, so they'll be free office 7th January 2025 no I feel na Mampenyin person or the policy bar. You see how the politicians they act. They be on so much say omo fast. Bajibu, Senkananado buy no. He is talking about a 5-year development plan at Benkofi de buy. Think Mampenyin di be buy ya. Plan nka so aba ame nya so mfa so okọ. This is not a precedent afa na oba be di the first term. And also oba office no, the first state of the nation's address in and obeka say me ma be ye presidential policy emfie num achi no ye be hu so mfa so no. This is obi a wa ba be di akonwa no mu de aka de obesi hand to mouth for the kwa awie no afei and oba be my solutions to our problem. And in this case impono he's not giving us solutions, he's just giving us a speech.
Oma solution.
No speech no ama.
Building from the grassroots. Sports Department of Ministry of Education and Ministry of Youth and Sports. Ebe kambom ni started building a sports no from district level to regional and national no. Enye solution ibi no. So we implement their fine.
Afei. How many sports ministers nanano no my?
But say a part of me.
When
your emphasis was on solution.
No. The bottom line is there is no conscious effort from the president in terms of developing our football. That is the bottom line. They are interested in the upper angle. They do tournament. I terms kakesi emfanko. I don't know yeah. But now any attempt to tell Ghanaians is say over fixing from no. Omampenyine yen timi nje ntumu saa because now wo mre anka betimi dia ye. Wo mfie nwotwe wa yusu munson. Afi na baako na aka bosome no. Wo de ba be ka kire say wo ba be policies. Fi ne be policies. Na sa ne yade. Ade no you are talking about policy for sports, for football, no problem. Football mad ye ka ho. Just last week na Black Queens for training krom so omonko because omusika sema on bebo tournament en bai omampanyin na we enti speech no omampanyin koma na speech no ma so the sports de ka ho enti e bepa bibia atwere gu sports so na e de ama omampanyin gu krata so no wakan a kire Ghana for but me no mienu pa na me yad much now come and do that exercise. I'll run you through the various state of the nation address omampanyin ama na me will run you through the sports side. No mamu who say it is just words, no action.
Okay.
Nti wey me amete e worse because to me ekuto mampanyin no sa nyoma mampanyin bubo so no enke one day job mo mampanyin if indeed or akuma pane so person ya nke da kura dwuma mampanyin for flight e betra akuma se any blasters players beton se didi and owi ojo mo kwan mo call tournament. So he's interested only in the top, but giving a call straight down say free na call this is how me person mo ye so the pressure to the GFA so say for our game to develop a see a chance ye free as yen come ampanyin betimi start that.
Okay,
the last time I call AFCON in 2021 I did be call World Cup in 2022 no then o ampanyin ye otena city abedjako say or per $25 million yen fan kobo tournament we mienu e ma launch a big program eto ninsa frɛ companies akɛseɛ baase so mo fa sɛ scan brand yɛn fama blasters nkodi so man panyina ni abre so person fix a foundation na and start here da. This is just a speech from the president.
Ba for me tell
Jibo
danger man.
There's a policy from the current government. Omo frɛ no agenda 111. Say we will be we are a follower of the Ghanaian politics. You realize that the agenda 111 has never featured in their political campaign, either from the first term or even for the second term. But yes. But Bibi SCA and then it necessitated the formulation of that policy. Mpacho so ati ase. BBC nipa o wi ase a. Wo da sorry even ye ba adwuma ye nyina ye ba adwuma ne ye. Wo o programmer wa draw. But bibi timi see along the way and along the line. Na ama what tinka with o program no kakra. I will be surprised if anybody will want to have problem with that. And they agenda 101 medical centers and other facilities are springing up across the country. I'm not saying whether we are not, that's not, I'm just using it say a policy that nani ho but BBC and ekofa de buy. I mean after COVID, yeah. After COVID then they realized that say yali bi say to esi wo man mu a your medical facilities na wono enye enough to take care of Ghanaians enti ye moka as oman na expand your medical facilities no, and it is ongoing. Adiana the debacle at Cote d'Ivoire no a raising obia or passports, particularly football obia antenna, and we are looking at how best that this disaster will not occur again. We are looking at how best this thing will not happen again. And you know, a very, very, very important say. I did ube hunu se BBSC. Now ube fa ube hunu se say two anamon near pe kwen fa so ebe hu BBA. So I shudder to understand why people will have issues with this. Media, I wish we have something that will salvage the continuous dwindling of our game. Because your football, no, it is dying. The game is dying. And the only way we can solve it, and it says in your policy from the top.
Yeah.
Because I clear say Ujama, the so-called football people no kwana, the only team in the BBM. I clear. And you know, I don't care which government or which party or the timing. But say oh for say say betima be solve e be halt the downward trend of our game and I say wo that sorry a wo hye wo no ma but wo nam no ana wo kona no wo twa U10 na wa kwesi baabi because of BBBS and BBB even akreke wo mind nti
obi anu adechemu nsem
enti no media ene it is not what the president has even said. But for me, obi bia wo pay yagro ni ye bia hu say baby ye ball no ekono as I say you pay proper or serious attention to it. But anti-media journalists nko na no Ghana for be a demonstration. It caught the attention of parliament. Speaker no money parliamentarians na ka say ni nyina ama ye hu say as I say you pay attention to our
force. Bafo me da say. Captain.
Yes sir.
Yanko e kakra. Na Jackie Tumfemi enchene e call line so.
They normally say better late than never. So President Akasa, something that na me hear anymore. I see is a long overdue, but better late than never. Until now, the opposition leader, former President John Mahama, ekasa about your football, not Thomas Kumaso. To be cancelled, me bump a man money to me for Emblem because Ghana football is very dear to my heart. And I'm trying to say the government on the day a long overdue. Because this government has supervised the poor performances of your Black Stars since your Black Stars. This government as supervised but I don't say to work here. Make anytime be am take say I mean why the government ain't fan who football. Makasa say even before you cup of nation, Makano so many times. That has been my argument. Say no me why government in your BB only that what we are interested in say is come on no makokodi ni aba na to come on ni aba makokodi ni aba. But in football no wu. It's a COVID na dey na 111 by there. And the football COVID no see all those years since now Kufado ebe president Ghana eso who from day one say in football COVID there you go through and yes one more speech we've witnessed speech upon speeches be a no na en ko be bia pese ye football direction ye but nay ba bia me na me dekese ne se o ka say that presidential plan no
yeah
edman bi ne ko de osajifu Dr. Kwame Nkrumah ye o de ohini jan ye right erunti no going forward no better late than never aka 8 months or 9 months to go there but obetimi a legacy whoever comes if it's a good legacy a government what I say whoever comes no be who say no sad way and I want to believe whether Vice President Bawumia na beba wo whether the JM President former President John Dramani na beba since or no I can say the policy say obeso ye national team na say ye football no akachi a ode eso e kana asem no say legacy we say na president implement it now whoever comes now I want to believe say better us na Ghana I enjoy from that near who plans are yeah allow the FNO to be doing the omoye bia because football you say omo dia and yet government the boka
captain
if you listen to Nanado na utieno with pure heart as someone not listening to him as a politician na utieno as a Ghanaian who person in football you understand where the president is coming from. One, enyo mai enye omanpenyi asa de say on na be football nhihye enti na okọ France Clermont no but one the French Football Federation and abe a very monumental something for my friend France to produce football. When Morocco wanted to do something to change our football, and the Moroccan Football Federation
being financed by the
but the emphasis here is the policy no someone who slept thought about it no one said there be football is any say enti aban momwaye okay example some man nyina Ben Kofi Barcelona wanya was he the president of Ghana etino something that idea no should come from somewhere e obi anim say o man be the football kon kan be and the policy is come from the federation the idea no o mada and o man pania o mada o man pania o sites o vision o no say ye jam man ko fo we ya ye jam o mo nya hwe etino sa dia ye ba be ye betietem ko fo ye betase ne ya ka eti abom near presidential policy on our football. We are going to a grassroots. You go grassroots. Near a when you at the way. So my penikas has same way. Not on Tiasia, Unibi. Madame do donate. My man announce a line. 0536161607 0536178883. Madame 2013, 2014, 2015. Sona. Address ye nyina enti nyame adoma se obi se e just talker ye bo obi ehu asem obi su kan 2013 2014 2015
za me da say so so china same yemfa course na hello
yeah hello Shaka
hello
Shaka me to go
yes I'm bacho dini baby akase finado asema to aso
the friend na kwa me ka se fi ofo
okay na number to it you
pato e be da sem na okay they say right because man panyini yeto abama da be ye 2017 na obe Ghana man panyini how many times na Black Star no actually under him as a president where we Chicago was saying man panyini we are Black Star on one man panyini on international on calculated After I to a better and all corner, and I work with the force. These are the people they don't think about Ghanaians.
Okay. Hello. Hello.
Jibo.
Yes, sir. Pato.
Jibo.
Pato. Yankoi, Pato.
Jibo, we have a president and some of them better Maccabi. So what I say because Serbia no, yeah, can't na actually ya sapa ko ye na demonstration who said go for biako after ka near church no so di bom bi say so babo ntin na be kan say ya na e tem bia no ya sapa si bi sin bet dan la da sama na mo kan jibo me nye ko to koni but as me hu ni say ye kere talent so komo a should is a boy inanka oye national team pa goalkeeper so do be the equity the same thing in the goalkeeper trainer no oni wo you know anything na obi dey say Richard Atta and the DC wa house nyina wasaba number 1 no in case of mo work on the guy because and obi dey say but I saw house e be on so do me na the form na basoro but the lad on form too much biasa so on form too much intimidate enyo kotoko no wada no ntina ese ya against or a national aspect.
Okay, Pato, yada say yemfa we foforo. Hello?
Jiro.
Yes sir.
Good evening.